Hi, Dave Snyder here. It is March the 12th, 2013. And have you ever noticed science, how scientists think they got it all figured out, and how there's like no room left in science for any new discoveries basically when it comes to the earth or the moon or any of that. You ever notice that? How they all have to stick to the same story, or if they don't stick to the same story, they're basically a kook, or they're cast out of the scientific community basically. I mean, you have to follow the set story of the Earth and the Moon, or people don't take you seriously, or you're trying to stab all your colleagues, all the other scientists in the back, and trying to discredit all of their supposed research, which is bullshit. Because I mean, they just don't leave any room for anything new. They have it all figured out, and that's not even the way it should be. I mean, I understand plate tectonics and all that, how that works. I fully understand that. It's a simple thing to understand. It makes perfect sense to me, right? I mean, I understand how that works. That's not a problem. I don't have no problem with that. That's a fine theory. But does plate tectonics create this big circle on the Earth? Is that what creates that big circle? I don't think it is. What about this circle? Does it create that circle too? I'm sure it's going. There's plate tectonics or whatever, whatever you want to call it, going on in this location. I'm sure of it. But is that what creates it? Plate tectonics? You think that's what creates this subduction to begin with? I don't. I don't think so. I look at the Earth in a more common sense way. I mean, I look at the shapes of the ocean floor, the lines, and the shapes of the land. Here's another big circle on the Earth right here. And this is just a big circular shape here as well. I mean, there's big circular shapes all over. This would be like a part of half of a circular shape. This would be the edge of one, right here. This coastline here. They're just in South America as well. Another big circle right here, right there in South America. And then you come up here to North America, and you see a couple different ones. You see one here, Central America, basically right here, that big circle. You see like an edge of one here, and if you look at North America closely, there's actually like two overlapping ones, just like the ones that are in the Pacific Ocean there, where I started the video, or basically started out this part of the. See the curve here? This is basically a big circle, and this is a big circle overlapping it right here. This big area is a big circle as well. So there's big circles all over the Earth. I mean, look at the North Pole; it's a big circle too. I mean, you turn on the borders here with Google Earth, and you can see that's a big circle right there, big circular area. And I put a lot of stuff in that spot. There's a lot of things that go there. And then you see all these bulges in the ocean floor, and just in this certain area right here, like something hit it on the other side. I look at it in a common sense way. That's all I'm saying. My point is, I look at the Earth with basically common sense knowledge. I'm not a scientist. I watch all the documentaries and everything. I learn as much as I can, but I'm not, some science geek, that knows it all or anything like that. I won't even would never admit to that, or even try to pretend to be that. So anyways, a couple years ago, I was watching an episode of How the Earth Was Made, and they were talking about the deepest place on Earth, the Marianas Trench. I've watched that episode quite a few times, but about 8 minutes into that video, they show they're talking about the Marianas Trench, and then it's like they're getting ready to go to commercial, and they say, they show a picture of the moon out of nowhere for no reason. I mean, this is about the deepest place on Earth. Why would they show just a picture of the moon? And this is just a picture of the moon by itself. No, the Earth was not even involved in the picture. So they say, and it remained a mystery to this day what created the Marianas Trench. So why show a picture of the moon and then flash back down to the ocean water? I mean, that's just a little hint. They're trying to tell you something. So anyways, that day that I watched it, I looked at Google Earth to see, just to look at the Marianas Trench area, just to look at it, because I wasn't really aware of how the land around it was shaped. I'm not really that observant when it comes to the Earth, or I wasn't before anyway. I am now. But it's a circle. You can see it's like a big circle right here. I mean, it's no wonder why it's the deepest place on Earth. Something hit that right there. That's what it would do. If something hit there, it would create that big subduction right there. All that big area here, it would do that. That's what I imagine an impact would do. And especially if this wasn't the only one. Because if there's another one right here, which looks like it was probably an older one, this one probably happened afterwards, after this one, I would say. And there's other ones here. There's another one here. right here in this subduction. All over the place on the Earth, there's circular shape. Up Australia is nothing but a part of a circular shape right here. So is Antarctica. Look at that. Big circle. So that's the way I look at the Earth. And then I started overlaying, I thought about it. And they say the moon, or they say a Mars-sized planet hit the Earth, basically, a long time ago to create the moon. Well, the only planet I see actually anywhere near the Earth that is the moon, and it is the size of a planet if we're to go by what I'm trying to show you here. And I'm not saying you have to believe it or anything. I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm just trying to show you a few things you might want to think about before closing your mind on something like this. Excuse me. Okay, so anyways, these circular shapes on the Earth are all approximately the same size. They're all approximately the same size. And then I learned about the weather one day. I accidentally clicked that button one day. Actually, it was an accident. I just was moving my mouse up and accidentally clicked that one day. And I noticed that the weather patterns were pretty cool. And I had a bunch of overlays of the moon reversed over the Earth all over the place already set in place. That's the way I did it for a long time without any weather at all. And I started bringing up some of this weather with the overlays that I had, and they were fitting pretty good. So I stuck with. I found a whole bunch of new impacts with the weather. Actually, the weather would show me a lot of circular shapes at certain times of the month or certain times of the certain seasons. It would show. We just had one of those periods just end. It's starting to end right now. Here's one right here that I worked with this past week. It was a big circular shape, which is a totally clear shot of the south pole of the moon hitting right there. But it's starting to fade away. All these circular shapes are starting to go away again. They come right after the full moon. It seems like it'll probably be here after the full moon next month. So the weather shows it. The Earth shows circular shapes everywhere. And then when I do the overlays, it just shows. I mean, you see weather patterns that are just undeniable sometimes. The way they match the moon surface. So I'm going to go through a couple of these and I'm trying to show you. I mean, this is not pre-script or not. I don't practice this, so I might screw up along the line here somewhere. So don't hold me to be. This ain't gonna be a perfect video here. So let's see what we got here. I want to show. Which one I want to show? How about? Was it this one? No. I had one that South America. I think it might be this one. Okay, the weather is changing here, but look at the weather, how this fits this crater right now. Watch this. This is live streaming weather, and look how it fits in there right at this moment. It's fit like this the other day too. It was a little bit better the other day actually. Well, I don't know about better, but you see the angles and everything, how they're pretty much. You can see how that's possible. That weather fits there, and then you take the weather away, and then you look at this over the land. And you look at South America, and you just every shape is there. Every shape is right in there in South America, and we know this is all jungle, low-lying area, the Amazon. Okay, that's all wetlands right there. It's all low elevation, pretty much in this area of South America. But over here, this is the Andes. So we got, if it was to hit here, this would be the edge of the crater basically, around the outside. So you got this possibly pushing up the Andes right there. I mean, I know this goes here. I mean, it's just proving it. You can't prove it too easily with the pictures that they give us. So I mean, you just have to go by, you have to look at this yourself, reverse images of the moon, and do this yourself, and you'll see. I mean, it just takes a little bit of practice, a little bit of time. I mean, I know if this is the way I see it. If these images are really of the moon, right, and this is really what the Earth looks like, then I'm convinced. I mean, I know the moon's hit the Earth then. If these are really images, if this is what the Earth really looks like, and that's what the moon really looks like, not just this image, but all the images of the moon that I use. If these are real images of the moon and Earth, then I know the moon's hit the Earth a bunch of times. I mean, I know it has, because I've put the Earth over the moon over the Earth so many times in so many ways, with so many weather patterns, and I've discovered that over the past couple of years, doing that every day. And you may not see nothing too impressive in this video, but I mean, if you try it yourself, you'll see some impressive things. You'll get the hang of it, and you'll see what I'm talking about. There's no doubt, I have no doubt, that the moon is right there, really close. I mean, it's actually probably further than they say it is, because it's bigger than they say it is, so it's probably further away as well. As far as I'm concerned, they don't tell you the truth about anything that makes profits for them, right? I mean, you got to think, in the beginning, when they first discovered this fact, which was, I mean, they've known this since the ancient times, but they didn't share all this information with everybody. This stuff was personal, was private information among the elite, the kings, or whatever the hell, because this is what showed them this is how they knew where gold was, especially in more modern times. I mean, think about the modern times, how if they learned this, they would keep it to themselves. There's no way, because I know myself personally, if I had discovered this before anybody else did, I wouldn't tell anybody either till I found as much gold as I could possibly find, and then I might say something when I was getting ready to die or something. I say, by the way, there's a little bit of gold over there. Yeah, because I mean, this tells you where the gold is. I know it does. I've studied that as well. I mean, I've been looking. Believe me, and I know what puts the gold up here in California. I know which impacts put it where, and I know. I mean, but it's all gone. It's all gone. So it does me no good to know that. I mean, I discovered that, but I'm not the only one that has discovered it. I guarantee it. All these rich historic mines, especially like in California, you got the McLaughlin mine. I pull up this one crater. Let me show you which one that is, just so you can see what I'm talking about. This is which one is it? Alaska. I'm trying to remember which one it was. Might have been Alaska. Right here. Yeah, there it is. Okay, now you see this overlay right here. This is and by the way, I didn't have the borders on, but when I aligned this to the weather one time. It's a pretty old one. It's way up here on my list. I'm not saying the weather is fitting perfect or anything right now, but it's, you know, there's certain times when it does. And anyways, I turned the borders on like just recently on this. I did this months and months ago, this overlay, but I just turned the borders on like a week or two ago, and I noticed how well the borders. As soon as I turned it on, I could see it was right along that edge right there, and it just fit like that. I didn't even know it was like that. But anyways, the gold. Like these bright. This is not the only one that puts the gold in California either. This impact. I don't think this would be the only one. But here, these bright spots right here. If you notice. Now this. They give us pixelated images, but you know we can still see that there's kind of the shape of that bright spot right there. If you have a big enough screen. Okay. Well, you take this and you fade this in and out, and you can see right underneath that spot. Is the shape, a similar shape in the land. You can see there's a fault line right here and a fault line right here. See that? Look at the shape of that. Okay, well, there's a bunch of historic mines in this bright area right here for sure. You got two McLaughlin mines, which this one up here pulled 4 million ounces out of this one up here, which is right here. Let me just show you where that one is. Come on. It's right up here. There's a pit mine somewhere they got right up here, filled with water. Is it that one? Let me see. It's right up here somewhere. Here, I got this program that I can bring it right up, right here. I got a free trial. Okay, so there's copper prints right down here. Is one of the McLaughlin mines. Here, it'll come up in a second. Come on. It's right here somewhere. I don't know why it lags like that. No historical gold mine data. That's a bunch of crap. Okay, so there's one right here. I'll zoom in on this spot right here, and we'll get that one because it's down by Lower Lake right here somewhere. What? No historical gold mine data there. Yeah, okay, sure. I think it has to warm up. I'm just kidding. Anyways, the McLaughlin mine, there's one here, and there's one right down here. Here it goes. Okay, McLaughlin mine. There's one here, and there's one up here. There's another one up here somewhere, or maybe down here. There might be 3 of them even. There's one here. where they pulled 4 million ounces out of this one. Here's the other one down here, McLaughlin mine here. And look at when I fade this, when I bring this picture back. I gotta go up here and back to it here. Okay, when I bring the picture back, I mean, these ones are right in those bright spots. You can see like McLaughlin up here, right there, right in the bright area. This one right here, right at the peak of that bright area, McLaughlin mine there. And believe me, these guys knew what they were looking for. They knew exactly where they were looking and why. I mean, these guys spent this mine before they even drilled a mine shaft or whatever, or started the pit. They invested like $200 and something million before they even pulled any gold out of this area. I mean, they sample gold, I'm sure, but before they even opened the mine, they spent like $285 million on that area. And look at that. It fits perfectly right there. Here's Sacramento with this bright area here. And then you got this area up here. A little bit of gold there. You can see how that stuff fits in there pretty good. Then you go down to Southern California, and you got this area here. This is a big area here for gold in Southern California. This is where the what is it? The Pisgah Crater area. This watch this. Watch all the gold areas pop up on this one. Come on. There we go. All kinds of gold found in that area there. See how they're all right in that bright area? Look at that. They were all right there in that bright area. Look at that. I'll zoom in again. And zoom out. Look at that. They're all right there in that bright area. So that's one. And then I got another one that shows another area, another layer of gold, I think. This one is pretty accurate. Let's see. Great Lakes, right here. Okay, first of all, this one I centered in the Great Lakes right here because I know something hits there and creates the Great Lakes. I know that's not scrubbed out by glaciers. Those are volcanic openings right there from an impact by the moon. And then you come over here to this where the Sierras are, and the Sierras are like the Sierras and the Cascades. They're like an angle shape. If you look at them, see how they are, like this, and then like this. See that? Okay, well this is the same. Got the same thing here, and then you look at it, get in there close, and you got the whole mother lode right here. This is the entire mother lode of California, basically. This whole area right here of the Sierras, right there. Look, that's the entire thing, and that's what basically the shape of the mother lode right there. Same thing. And I'm not sure I got this perfectly accurate, but it looks like it's looks like it's lined up pretty well, I think. About covers that area there. A little bit up here by Shasta. And I'm not saying these bright spots are gold. I'm saying that these are like mountains on the moon, and they're obviously shiny. These areas are shiny. We see how bright the moon is. I'm saying the gold comes from the moon. I'm saying a lot of things come from the moon. I'm saying that diamonds are created from the moon impacting the Earth. You can say they come from the kimberlite cones or whatever but it's from the moon hitting the Earth that creates those. The pressure, the things that create the pressure and the heat. This is what it is, because the weather shows it all the time. The weather shows it all the time. All the time. Yep. There's so many clues that show that that what I'm saying is true. I mean, whether it's true or not, I think it's a lot more interesting. It's a more interesting story than their story, I think. And their weather patterns always show it, people. I mean, I wouldn't try to make something like this up. I have no reason to. If I didn't see these things, I wouldn't even bring it up. But I have lined up so many. This list is so long. And the ones up here where I first started doing this, these are all wrong up here. I mean, it'd be a joke to even turn these on and look at them. I'm serious. Maybe someday I'll make a video about it, just to see how far I've come. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to end it there. Go ahead and check it out yourself. I mean, reverse the moon images and put them over the Earth. Line them with the weather. Line them with the land. You'll figure it out. And once you figure it out and start to see what I'm talking about, then I think you'll know the truth. There can only be one truth on this earth. It really can only be one truth. And then I would watch that Sailor Moon musical, AI No Sanctuary, 2002 AI No Sanctuary, about Dark Nibiru, and I do believe that there is a Nibiru, planet Nibiru now. The way that they put it in there is Nibiru makes the moon hit the earth. Nibiru comes through and grabs the moon and makes it hit the earth, or something reverses the poles and makes it hit the earth. It's instead of being pushed away like they say, it's always being repelled. They say it's always moving away from the earth, but it has not. They only say always to throw you off. They say that word to throw you off from making you think that it ever came back this way, because it has more than once, over and over again. I'm serious. At least you look at the Ice Age record. Every Ice Age is caused from these impacts, I believe. They only have a record of like 4 of them, but you think that they could really go further back than that? I don't think so. I mean, I really don't think they could get much further back than that. So every Ice Age, I believe, is created by an impact by the moon, or it's ended by that. With either one, it goes into an Ice Age, and maybe that's what ends it or starts it, whichever. But it's definitely it has something to do with slowing the Earth down, the spin of the Earth, because like in that video, that musical, Sailor Moon musical, they say that Nibiru tells the Dark Moon to send us into dark space, and I believe that's what happens. That's what causes the Ice Ages. We go into dark space somewhere, and then it all happens again. It starts all over again. It's like part of the cycle. And you could think I'm crazy, you could think whatever you want, but if you look into it, you can see there's something to it. So anyways, have a good day. Keep your eye on the sky, the weather, the moon, the earthquakes. It's all related. It's all absolutely related. All right, have a good day.